Hello and welcome everyone to another build order video on this channel. Today with the clan of the Raven and the, I would say, quick scout build order that I usually like to play with them. Because we're just gonna start right in, like in the other videos for the lore tree. If you want to check that out, there's gonna be a lore planner down below the video in the description, but we're also gonna talk about what I do on the lore tree right here. But if you want to see it in depth, you can check it out right there. So yeah, we're not gonna try to get 500 fame right here, or rush the relic, what you could also do with the Raven clan, definitely. I rather enjoy playing the quick scouting strategy because I feel like I open up the game for my teammates with that quite a bit, and later on also be able to get a little bit of army out. Not gonna be as crazy as for the other clans, obviously, because we're having quite something to do with scouting here. But it really helps out, I gotta say, especially if I have aggressive clans with me in the team combination. I really enjoy playing this build and really like opening up the game for them, like I said before. I guess as first we're gonna go for the forest right here. We have two shores, and which is actually just enough to make this build possible, I would say. Like one coast is pretty hairy, like we also get a third right here. We don't really need that much, even though in the later stages of the game we could use it to boom a little bit, I would say. But in the start of the game we don't really need it that much. I get a house up, and I guess we're just gonna start right away with the woodcutter's lodge. Yeah, we're gonna clear here alone. You can also try to let your teammates do that. That can sometimes definitely be pretty helpful. Don't have the chance right here, so we're basically just gonna clear for ourselves, but it doesn't seem like it would be all too bad. This is an insanely early feast, but just gonna take it. The house is gone up and we built the woodcutter's lodge. Get one vill in there until we have 50 wood, and let's build the war camp, but I guess we're just gonna build it in the main tile because we want the stone in this tile, and we want to build a dock on this tile, so can't really build it there, so we're just gonna build it here. We still have space for a dock on this tile, so will be the better decision here. There's a Valkyrie on this tile, so we don't really need to scout that, to be honest. Like, not right now. I would rather scout when the scout camp is up. They already get 50% of that, like 50% scouting bonus, and here the exploration speed on rangers will also increase by 100%. So would definitely wait until those kick in before you scout big parts of the map. For now it's basically just trying to get rid of as much as possible. Let's get the wolves over here. We should actually do damage to them one by one. So we take the DPS out, definitely. Like, you don't want to spread your damage on wolves. That shouldn't help you that much. I think we go like this. We take the sheep there. We can take the food of the sheep. And then with the food of the sheep we take the next tile. A little bit easier. Oop. There we go. Would be able to take these wolves out there. A little bit complicated. Let's see if I can take that out. It shouldn't be possible, to be honest. Oh, maybe it is. Thinking about if I try to take these out, but these are 4 wolf. It doesn't seem to be all too possible. Yeah, I'm just gonna build a tower. Gonna slow me down a little bit, but I also have a pretty good spawn here, so why not go for that? In this tile I have a Valkyrie in there. I just built it right there because it's actually just an anti-wolf tower. It's not for something else, so let's build it right there. Let's also go for the ruin over here, because we can colonize tiles with gold. Therefore it can be quite nice to have a little bit of bonus gold in the early game for the clans. It wouldn't be the most interesting thing to go for, but then we can take the sheep to just like speed up the rest of the build, so we can be a little bit starving in the rest of the game, you know? Or rather save our starvation when we starve. If the tower goes up before the next wolf attacks, that would be great, to be honest. And then we can also... that will take a little while until I can go for that tile here. We'll see, we'll see. Thought about going for the farm, but that's gonna be a little later, so I might just gonna end up building the woodcutter's lodge right here. But definitely need the second one. First lore is negotiators. Just straight up, I would almost say one of the best tier 1 lures in the game. Like +2 crowns permanently. It's just great. It's basically the old trading lore, if you still know that. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Just guys, +2 gold production permanently. That helps out quite a bit, must say. Quite a bit. Think about... I would like to have the bootcamp over here, but it's not actually that important. Because we have space on the farm tile, so we're gonna build it over here. Don't think that the farm will actually be in time. Would have been nice. I don't think it will help me that much, right? Yeah, we're not gonna go for the farm then. Just gonna have 3 woodcutters. Like build the house first. Whoop! I could also have built the woodcutters over here. That would have been nice, I guess. We'll just go for the house, but we're gonna build it as soon as the 10th villager pops, so we don't need to pay the taxes for the house for all the time it's already up. Less tax money, obviously, pretty good for us. And yeah, if you click the button right here, whoop, you can change the currency with which you want to take the tile, and we can easily take tiles with gold, which is pretty nice, honestly. The second law will be shipbuilding, even though we don't have a dock up right now. We will be having docks here, and since we want to go for fast scouting, we're not going to go any further in this path right here. We are going to go straight for the upper path, so we get rangers as quickly as we can. 10th villager pop, so we can start building the house now. And then basically build the mine as early as possible, because we'll get mining efficiency as the Raven clan. And we want to upgrade our scouts as soon as possible. Sometimes you can even squeeze the farm upgrade or the woodcutter upgrade between it. Well, I usually prefer the farm upgrade. But if you really want to scout as fast as possible, the first thing you should upgrade is definitely your scout camp. I think we already have enough food here. Over. Already built the stone mine. We also have the sheep for the winter, so you can have a little bit starvation going on there. Might even pull the woodcutter back for a little moment here, so we actually have a little bit more bonus food, because we also want to build the harbor right now, but I'm gonna build it right when the winter starts, because we're not in too much of a hurry for that. Because we had a ruin and the lore circle pretty early here, or lore stone rather. And lore is something that we definitely need to hit rangers pretty early. Even though we're gonna get a lot of bonus lore through the sailors that we're gonna have all game. But you're not gonna have with most of the other clans right now, because most of them are trading and not making use of the sailors, so they don't get the bonus lore right there. But we're gonna have 4 sailors for most of the time running, which is pretty helpful in that sense. There, pick the dock up. And we might, I don't know, now we need to go for wood too. As soon as the winter starts, we get 4 woodcutters, many as possible, and as soon as the dock is up, we're also gonna get 2 in there. I don't think we're gonna build a second dock right away. No. Oh, maybe. We'll see. We could also go for this tile right here, basically just for some happiness. Just because we have the gold and we're gonna accumulate more gold. Like, we could also straight up just go for the ruin here. I think I'm just gonna leave it because, yeah, most of you most likely don't get a double ruin spawn when they spawn, so we're just gonna leave that ruin where it is. We're gonna keep the scout camp up there because we want to scout in this build. We are definitely the scouters, and I think one of the best scouters in the game. So even if you have a horse in your team, I think as a raven you should be the one scouting, because you're the one clan with the rangers lore, which gives you insanely quick exploration speed, and you can scout with your dogs, what helps a lot, and you also get happiness out of yeah, having a lot scouted, and out of your dogs, what you need to scout. It's a lot of synergy going on. By the way, little tip from my side, having played quite a bit of Raven here, is to control group your dogs. So press Control 1 for your first dog. When you build the second one, press Control 2. I'm gonna redo that because it's not done, but you get it when I press 1 now, I go to that dog. I press 2 now, I go to that dog. Also, you don't need to drop there. I could be right here with the camera, press 1, and I'm on my first dog and can change things, which can be pretty helpful in the later stages of the game. So definitely control group your dogs to make your scouting a lot more efficient. We're gonna start here for 2 weeks again, and then we slay the sheep to basically save us from actually getting sick from the starvation. As a raven, you will use that most likely a little bit more often than with other clans. There we go. Also get up the farm over there. No, we don't. We first get the upgrade here, and then we get up the farm. So definitely building the farm before we upgrading the scout camp. That's also what most of the time happened to me. Yeah, we go. Boop. Sometimes, like I said, you will even have the time to just upgrade the farm. I guess as much eco as you could build in the early game can only be good. Also don't forget to have your dogs explore. If you have the gold for it, if you need the gold for upgrades or something, if you plan on doing them. You can also do that a little bit later, because later on you're gonna get an insane bonus on the exploration. Therefore, wouldn't be too much in a hurry in the early game to get the upgrades there. Attacked by a wolf here. Saving myself from starvation with this. And yeah, this dog can explore again. Like, I'm definitely gonna keep my dogs exploring here, even though I don't have rangers now, just because I have a bunch of gold, and it would be just wasted time then to not let the dogs scout. If you need the gold though, it's not too much of a heartbreaker. I could already upgrade the scout camp right now, but it doesn't really help me since I don't have rangers, and I want to start scouting as soon as I get rangers. So I have a little bit of time here. I'll also go for this tile here, just for some happiness, you know. It's not like I would really need it. You could also boom here on this position pretty good, but that's definitely not what we want to do. We want to scout for our teammates and be ready to fight 802 like with most other builds. Just be ready. And yeah, rangers got hit now. Very important thing about rangers is that scouts also don't eat anymore. So you're not gonna make any food off your villagers anymore, but you're also not gonna lose that much anymore. So scout out the free. Send out the free scouts now. Sometimes in 3v3 two scouts will also be enough, but like you see, I also really want to get like the fastest time of scouting out that I possibly can, just to open up the way for my teammates, which are not that aggressive right now as Stag and Boar clan. If you have Wolf or Snake, they will enjoy it a lot more if you scout early. So if my dogs is gone, I can just change it like that. If a new scout, if a scout scouted an area, like a new area, you can also just press the spacebar button, and it will bring you right to the newest explored area. This were now a area scouted by a dog, so that didn't help that much. I'm going to show you the next time when scouted an area. See, I press spacebar, I'm right at the area, I can choose the scout and let him do something else right away. A little tip from me is don't scout too many areas which are coastal, because you're gonna scout those eventually with your docks. So with your scouts you really want to focus on areas which are non-coastal, which are impossible to scout with your docks. So try to scout mostly the middle of the map there, and try to do the rest with your docks, because it's usually a little bit easier. So we have 10 stone now, we can upgrade the farm, but also do so because food is usually the biggest problem of the Raven, since we really don't get any food bonuses. Can make it a little bit of a problem. We hit Fane right now, so we get 3 bonus villages. That'd be pretty nice. Always keep in mind to send your scouts around and have your dogs scouting, so you are done with this as soon as possible. And you can also send your vills back then, which is also pretty interesting. They can get food for you again and not run around and scout stuff. Next lore, well, like we're gonna try to hit journeyman here, and then afterwards a weaponsmith. Sometimes you're gonna be that much of a clock that you actually need to cut journeyman or something, but try to get it then afterwards as soon as possible. But just get your weaponsmith before fighting, of course, because otherwise you're gonna have some problems here. We definitely also want to have our warriors upgraded, so it's time to build the iron mine. I usually like to take the timing that as soon as the stone is gone. If you went for early stone, just go straight away then afterwards for your iron. You're definitely gonna have it as soon as yeah, as soon as you need it. Sorry. Like a little bit of APM going on here. It's not a lot, like it's still Northgard. But as Raven you definitely need to click quite a bit at the early times of the game and watch out that all of your stuff is working. Because the earlier you're done, the earlier you can just focus on eco and army again, and the more of an army you can actually get up then in the later game. It'll be pretty important. The docks are still running, and as soon as I have all the areas scouted, which can be scouted by my scouts, I'm just gonna send them back. I'm already gonna send this one back here. Second one on iron. And those scouts are still scouting. Keep my docks running there. So, we're gonna take God's Blessing here. That's gonna give us 2 more upgrades, because we're gonna like leave 5 stone of this stone right here, what we still have in our bank over here, because we need to upgrade the scout camp, of course. Those scouts are also done, so we can now send them all back. Just because... no, wait. You need to keep on scouting. This area is the last one. The rest of the areas are all coastal, therefore I'm just gonna let them get scouted by my dogs here and not use any villager time anymore. Because with the dogs we're practically not having any villager time going on. They're in the dock anyway, they're gonna get gold anyway, so we practically lose nothing by having them in the dock and scouting there, which can be pretty nice. Also can break down the scout camp then. I'm just gonna check if actually all of the areas are coastal which are left, but they are, so we can just break it down. Take the wood, and then we get to get it into something else. What's our hold? We need a little bit more wood, definitely. This guy can also go straight up in the wood camp. And I guess then we are going to build the forge. Now we're gonna build that in winter. Yeah, basically just banking up a little bit wood now, so we can build the forge in the winter, obviously. Also keep on forging then. And also build a lot of camps. Just need a bunch of war camps for the winter. And we'll need to have our dogs running here. Keep on exploring, so we can also go for the last areas here. Even though they are not as important, but I really like to have the whole map uncovered when I play Raven, because it also helps me with journeyman. increase the happiness based on the areas you have explored. There is a maximum to it for every size of map. I don't have the exact numbers in my head anymore. But let's just say like on a small map it's like maximum 5, on a medium map it's maximum 7, and I think on large it's actually the same. And then on a huge map you're gonna get like 9. Like I said, like I don't have the exact numbers here, but we're gonna see later when I have all the areas explored what we're gonna get on a large map, because that is what we're just playing on. And we can explore again. Not quite. Also gonna hit Yurt's Blessing soon. So we could upgrade the sailors there. Definitely need to pull the woodcutters home. I guess I'm also gonna stop one of the docks for 1 second. Because we have a pretty good gold amount, but I definitely don't want to start starving throughout the winter. That ain't worth it. Oftentimes, problem of the Raven. Not having enough food. I like to call it the Hungry Raven. Because, yeah. It's just, it doesn't have much of a food bonus here, and you want to do so much different stuff besides our food, that you want to have just enough food to not starve, but no bonus food. Like, you don't want to be feasting usually. With this build at least. Like, if you're planning on getting a high amount of fame, then I guess you can also do that. Get a few feasts out. But usually it's not the main focus of the Raven. Let's just upgrade one of the docks here. Seems reasonable. And we can already get liver out, because we're gonna get attacked by ghosts pretty soon. Iron left there. And here. As soon as the warriors are done. I'm also gonna upgrade the sailors. It's more of a late game thing, like if the first attack works, we really don't need that sailor upgrade there. But no, just for good measure. And now we scouted the whole map. Whoa. Let's get that will back to work. Camps here. We are ready to attack pretty much right after the winter. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. The ghost attack in the middle of the winter makes me a little bit nervous. That really depends on where I could attack, if I would start starving in the winter or not. Actually also a pretty cool trick. Basically the sheeps of wood, if you know what I mean. Like, you start starving in the winter, and after 2 weeks you slay the sheep to then not get sick, and like optimize the time or the food you actually get out of the sheep. You can do that with buildings too. Like, I'm just gonna start freezing right now. I have a little bit too less wood to feed my villagers in the end, or for firewood, and now I can just break down one of the camps here. Bam, I have 50 wood again. It's basically I would have a sheep with buildings. Can really help out in blizzards if you don't have enough. And it's actually perfect. So we can wait a little bit here. Can already get lit up until we are on the half of the month. The usual border where we shouldn't get sick anymore, and attack then into the ghost, so I don't start starving here throughout the winter because of the ghost attack. If they would have attacked at this tile, this would have been a different story, because all the villagers would have been in here. We would have started fighting, would have gotten like minus 27 food production, and it would have been quite hurtful. When we do it like here, it's actually running pretty much perfect. I like it. By the way, we're getting 6 happiness out of Journeyman. Just pretty good, to be honest. Pretty good. So, right in there. Try to be done with that before the winter ends, so I don't get sick here. I think the ghost changed the aggro right now because everyone changed his direction. Get everyone out, because I don't want to start starving. I already started starving. Wait, let's get this villager over there. unfortunate, but we have live already. Gonna try to get rid of a few wilds here that are low. This one is definitely gonna die from sickness now. Oh lol. Live, come over. Okay, that happened. I didn't even have a knife out for that. It's not too bad, we don't really need this area anyway. Weird happening though. And we should get up our camps now. The second villager. Oh, there's still a woodcutter in this tile, okay. So now it's basically just about building camps, as many as and as quick as possible. Whoop. Still starving? Oh yeah, it's okay. And then we get weaponsmith. Like, we would be able to attack right now. The ghosts and Draugr attack now slowed me down a tiny bit, but not too much. I think we will be ready in a second here. It's mostly just about the wood, and couldn't get that much wood right now because I needed to defend all these attacks. Something that could happen to you in a real game, just as much though, so not too bad at all. I think we're gonna stop 2 of the sailors here, just to, like, in the unupgraded harbor. Because the gold is already looking okay. The thing is, I want to have a little bit of food stockpiled when we are actually attacking. We definitely already get scouted here by the opponents, by the way. These guys can come over here. Well, we have one more building right there. Oh, hey, Stack. What's up? Looks like... oh, it's the war. Like he wants to attack. 12 army should be the minimum though. 12 army should be the minimum as Raven. But it's pretty cool. You can scout the whole map for a team and be pretty easily ready with 12 army. Which is also... like, most of the other scouting clans will scout a direct path to the one you will be attacking, what is already good enough to make an attack happen, but as Raven clan you're just gonna scout the whole map, what is pretty cool in my opinion. Pretty cool. So, I have the 12th army. I just sent everyone home that we don't really need anymore. But also try to get a healer set up. Wouldn't be the worst idea, most likely. Okay, this guy is just dead. Getting unlucky on the attacks right here, but that's just high difficulty for you. That might happen. And we need to stop the dock over here. There we go. Let's see if we will even be able to reach one of the opponents here. The map is pretty crowded. Oh yeah, we can just kill the Valkyrie. And go straight in. Get one woodcutter. I think we are pretty fine also at home. Shouldn't start starving. Like 11 army is really easy if I would have had a little bit more time to focus there. I can't actually enter this tower. Okay, I thought this cliff were open, but it isn't. I'll go right here. Yeah, I like the strategy quite a bit. It definitely has flaws, gotta say. Like, the problem is in a comparison to the trading build. You can't really keep on trading while you're fighting, see? Like, my goal pretty much stopped at this moment. And I definitely just need to like get sailors back into the dock. Then the problem with the sailors is obviously if you have the sailors running around and you want to get your army quickly when you get attacked, you need to wait until the sailors are home again, which is... it sounds like not too much of a problem, but honestly is quite of a problem, especially in games where the skill level gets a little bit higher and you need to react quickly. It has its... how can you say it? Like, it can be less effective than trading in those situations, you know? Trading, you could just get stone and iron throughout the game and then just trade the stone or iron while you are attacking and still have trade going. You can't have that with sailors, so that's definitely a little bit of a down point, let's say like that. Like I'm really missing a word right now, but yeah, it's definitely weaker in some points than trading, and therefore the Raven clan is not as much picked in the higher level meta, and definitely has its flaws in comparison to clans that would just do it with trading. But especially in 4v4s, you might have seen me playing the Raven clan quite a bit, because you just have such a huge map that usually ends up with 2 players scouting for each team. With Raven clan, you don't really have this discussion. The Raven clan doesn't have a big problem with just scouting a map that is a lot bigger, because you saw me easily scouting this map in 801 without having too much problems. And just imagine having like 15 tiles map more to scout. It wouldn't change a lot, to be honest. Like it's not even like 15 tiles, it's less that you need to scout them. But yeah, you also have your teammates tiles on the side. So more like, let's say 10 tiles that you need to scout more, which won't be too much of a problem there. Go for reinforced armor. Yet again, just instant value. Like not like in the other trees where like a Conqueror, you could maybe go for it if you don't have Weaponsmith ready for the big fight and you're just hitting the 500, then you could think about going Conqueror so you can get your Weaponsmith with the war effort. But in other cases I would always tell you go for Bodyguard, Warcry and Reinforced Armor, with the Reinforced Armor having the instant instant value out of this tree, which you wouldn't have then in the other trees. Yeah, I guess that's it with the Raven clan right here. 802 early scouting into a little bit of army. Can be a little bit more army than you're seeing here. This is definitely not the maximum you could do with Raven. There's a lot more room to make happen, especially if your teammates help you clearing at the start, while it's not as needed as with the Boom Raven. Like if you go 500 and then want to send out raids, or for example with the Relic Rush Raven. With those builds you're gonna need a lot more babysitting than you're gonna need with this build right here. As you saw, I cleared out myself right here and in the end don't really have that much of a problem making stuff happen here. And we lost Liv, what is usually what I do in my Raven clan games. Just losing Liv all day. It's kind of part of the build, so I just thought I gotta bring it down in here. Yeah. Hope you enjoy playing with the build right here, even though it is not seen as one of the strongest ones in the community, because the Raven clan is not really one of the meta clans, but it's definitely a lot of fun, and I feel it can be really effective, especially if you have aggressive clans around you that can really excel from you scouting the whole map and not just a path to your opponent. Just having, just imagine having a wolf in your team who can now clear all the wildlife on the map, because he just sees everything, but can be way more worth than you just having a straight path to your opponent and he doesn't see all the things he might be able to clear out. Or for example the snake, which could just attack now on every point of the map. He could just run in here, he could just run in here, you know, like there's so many points where the snake just could run in because he scouted so early with the skirmishers and not being interested in having like a Valkyrie on the tile, can just run through and attack. Like it can be really nice. I guess you get my thought there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the build here. If you did so, you might want to consider to leave a like down below your video, this video. Yeah, if you aren't subscribed yet, you may also want to consider to do that, and you're gonna be notified for more Northgard content like this. Yeah, hope you all have a great day and maybe see you back on the next video right here. Bye bye everyone, see ya!